It's the Action Figure Show with your host, Dad Junkman. On tonight's show, Secret Wars Daredevil, the Playset Playmate of the Week, the toy that almost was, the latest action figure news, fan mail unboxing, and musical guest MC Search. All that and more on the Action Figure Show. And now, back from a recent quarter-hour trip to Toy Liquidators, it's that Junkman.
Ooh, thank you, Larry. Thank you. And welcome to the first episode, well, the first official episode. I'm looking at the wrong camera here. First official episode of the Action Figure Show, where we're going to give you the latest in action figure news, maybe some toy news, maybe not always just action figure news. We're going to look at Figure of the Week. We're going to look at a playset of the week. We're going to look at an unreleased toy. We're just going to talk and have a good time. Ain't that right, Larry? Tell me about your weekend, Larry. What'd you do this weekend?
Well, I was telling you I had that dingleberry rash. Well, I went down to my local Kroger. You know, where you go Krogering. Bought some ornament for it. Cleared it right up.
Whew. Whew. Well, I'm glad to hear that cleaned up for you. Okay, so...
why don't you tell everybody about the...
What's that?
Why don't you tell everybody about the new social media? We got the social media accounts now for that Action Figure Show, separate from that Junkman and the Kenner Toy accounts. So you might want to tell them about that.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess I'll tell everybody about that. We actually have that Action Figure Show Twitter and Instagram account. Now on Twitter, you find links in the description below, but for Twitter, I couldn't fit the whole name up there. So what's the name of it, Larry? I forgot the name of it.
Well, on Instagram, it's pretty easy. It's the Action Figure Show. But over on Twitter, it's a little different. We couldn't have that many letters, so it's just called Action Fig Show. F-I-G. Yeah, it sounds like we do a YouTube channel about Fig Newtons or something.
There you go. And not only that, believe it or not, we have shirts for the Action Figure Show. Check this out. Man, we are ready to go, aren't we? We are ready to go. So now we got all that out of the way. We'll start with some news. We've got some news right here for you. We'll do some news. Let's see what's Larry. Which one should we do first?
Well, I want to start with Star Wars news. It's probably the most popular, and let's just get right into it.
Sure, Larry. We can always get Star Wars. Everybody loves to hear Star Wars news. If you're a fan of the Black Series, or if you're a fan of playing video games, then you might like to get this action figure here. It's based on the Fallen Order video game. The Scout Trooper would be a new action figure from Hasbro's Gaming Greats line of Black Series figures. The figure will be sold at GameStop only. So get ready to be asked 100 times if you want to pre-order Kirby 3. Kirby. Anybody remember Kirby? Y'all remember Kirby? There's probably already a Kirby 3, wasn't there? Larry, did you play Kirby?
Nah, I didn't really like Kirby. I like Bonkers Adventure. That was always my game. I know you're a Mario fan, but I was always a big fan of Bonkers Adventure. I wish they'd make a movie out of that or something.
That sounds like something. That sounds like something you would play. What'd you think about this Black Series? Fallen. I don't really know the Fallen Order game. I don't really play that, but it looks like a biker scout. So hey, to me that's really cool. What about you, Larry? You like that figure?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, to me it's just a biker scout, maybe a little enhanced biker scout, but it's a nice looking figure. It's a very fun game. I think it'll be very popular with the kids that play the game anyway.
Well, that's one news bit down. Let's go. That's one thing news. We got a lot more news to go through. Are you a fan of the Mandalorian? Are you a fan of Baby Yoda, the child? Well, I think you'll really like this figure. Let's take a look at it. Hasbro has revealed the new figure from its Toy Box action figure line. And this is probably the best of the series so far. The Mandalorian with Baby Yoda. The figure is 5.5 inches tall and comes with a blaster and a Baby Yoda, or the child, and his hoverbed. The Toy Box figures are based on an artist's style rather than how they look in the film, or in this case, the television show. The Mandalorian and child would be sold at the Disney stores and online over Shop Disney for $14.99. $14.99, just under $15. Pretty cool looking figure. Wouldn't you agree, Larry?
Yeah, Mando. I like that one. I really do enjoy that one. That one looks really good. I like the artist style to it. A little different than having just the normal action figure. I actually might pick that one up. I really like that one.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Mando, the Mando figure. We got that one out of the way. Okay, let's take a break for news right now. Let's take a break. Larry, what want to do figure of the week?
Sure, why not? Let's just start with figure of the week. That's a good place to start. It's a really good figure to talk about.
Yeah, okay, we'll do figure of the week. This is where each week we'll look at a figure from a line and talk a little about it. And this week we're going to look at Daredevil from Mattel's Secret Wars action figure line. Anybody remember that from the 80s, Secret Wars? It was probably Mattel's way to counter or take some money away from Kenner when they were doing superpowers. I think, top of my head, maybe they wasn't released at the same time, but I think they were right around that same time, 84, 85, right? But let's take a closer look at Daredevil. For its 1985 second wave release, the figure of Daredevil was added. He comes in his famous red outfit, as you can see here. Along with him comes a black and silver billy club. This was the first time fans of the comic book series were able to get an action figure based on the character. Now, this isn't the best figure from the line, but it's a pretty decent looking Daredevil. Any fan of Daredevil in the mid-80s was pretty stoked to get this figure. Secret Wars. You remember Secret Wars, Larry? Did you collect Secret Wars when you were a kid?
Secret Wars? No, I never had that toy line. The only secret toy I had was one that I carried around me wherever I went. I called it Melvin. He was a lot of fun to play with. A lot of fun. But my mom sure got mad when I played with him at the library.
I don't really remember that line. I don't think you got me on that one, Larry. Some movie news. You know, we were talking the other day about that new Batman movie. The guy from Dark Knight's going to play him. Robert Pattinson, is that his name? Have you heard about that? He's going to play Batman. They actually released a trailer and everything to it. I know this ain't real news. It's kind of old now, but I'm kind of excited. I've always been a big Batman fan. He's probably been my favorite of the superheroes. I really like Batman. So I'm really curious what they're going to do. What about you, Larry? What you think about that Robert Patrick?
Robert Patrick? I don't know any Robert Patrick.
He's from those Twilight movies. You know those Twilight movies?
Oh, Robert Pattinson. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, and then those Twilight movies. I've never seen those, but he's done some really good stuff.
Oh, you should check them out. Twilight, they're good. There's a whole bunch of them, like 3 or 4. Very, very, very good movies. You ought to check them out. Dark, really dark. You ought to check it out. It's very good. So we got that. So we got figure of the week out of the way, man. We are flying through this show right now. Let's see. What's that, Larry?
Maybe we ought to give away some prizes. See, maybe give away some toys, maybe some play sets, or I don't know, just give away something. It might be kind of fun.
No. I'm not giving away any prizes, Larry. No. This show doesn't have the budget to give away prizes. But hey, maybe it'll become a hit and we'll give away some prizes. You know, I was going to set up a voicemail so you guys can call in, leave a voicemail. I'll play it over the show and answer some of your questions. That sounds like it might be a lot of fun, right? Let's see what we got here. Let's continue with some news. Oh, we got to look at an upcoming character from a Marvel film thanks to an action figure being leaked. Let's take a look at it. But I guess I should say, spoiler alert. Thanks to a leak image, we have our first look at Karo from the upcoming Eternals film. I hope I said that right. Karo, K-R-O. The movie was set to be released this November, but it has now been pushed back to November 2021. The figures from the film will also be held until closer release of the film. However, thanks to this leaked image, we can see how Karo will appear in the film. Karo. Did I say that with K-R-O? Karo. In the comments, y'all gonna tell me Karo. What about Larry? What you think? Is it Karo?
I think it's pronounced Karu. If I remember correctly, it's Karu.
No, I don't think that's. Anyway, I don't think he's right either. So there we go. Karo, the leaked figure. Okay, what else we got here? Oh, some more news. Check. I think you guys will not like this news. Here's some sad news. Larry, are you a fan of Jaws, the movie Jaws?
Well, I tell you, I never really was that big of a fan of the Jaws movie when I saw the first one, but it was that third one that really got me hooked. I really love that Jaws 3. I don't know if you've seen it. I think they take place in SeaWorld. I went back and watched the other ones, but out of all of them, Jaws 3 is probably the best one of them all.
Whew, I don't know about that, Larry. Now, I did see it, Jaws 3, 3D. I saw it at the theater when I was a kid. Loved it, but now it doesn't hold up. I just loved it because it was in 3D. Back then, 3D was really like coming at you. That was like real 3D back then. Remember, you put on these glasses today and it's got depth, but back then stuff would come out behind you like a shark would come. It was awesome. It was awesome. Hey, I didn't mention that we've got a musical guest coming up. Larry, we got a musical guest. Why don't you remind the folks out there? We got the talented MC. What's his name? I forgot his name.
His name's MC Search. MC Search.
MC Search is in the house. We got our first guest. He's going to come out. The kids love MC Search. Now, what about you, Larry? You like MC Search?
Yeah, he's okay. I've heard some of his stuff. It's not really my type of music. I'm more into like Bonnie Raitt. But he's pretty good at what he does, and tell you what, the young kids really do love him.
Yeah, the kids really love him. MC Search, kids really love him. I mean, he's really like the hottest thing right now. And I can't believe we got him on the first show. How about that? Oh, your guys are gonna love this when he comes out and sings. Sing his hit song. What's he gonna sing? Larry, do you know what he's gonna sing? What's his hit song?
His current hit single right now is skyrocketing up the charts. It's called "That Ain't No Bus, That's My Baby's Butt." It's a very good song.
I don't think I know that one. I don't think I know this. I mean, I like MC Search. I've heard a little bit of his stuff, and be honest with you, just not the type of music I usually listening to. But he's a great guy. I met him backstage and everything, and he's going to come out perform for the kids of the show. They're going to get a real treat out of him. MC Search coming up a little bit later. But now let's finish the news with some news I don't think you're like. We were talking about this and I got sidetracked. Jaws. NECA has some sad news. You know, they got Jaws figures coming out. They got a shark coming out. They got a Quentin. But Brody, the sheriff, guess what? They're not going to release Brody. He's not coming out. NECA has canceled the Sheriff Brody figure from its upcoming Jaws line. NECA says an agreement could not be reached with Roy Schreider's estate. The figure of Quinn and the shark are still planned for release in early 2021. Oh, that's horrible, isn't it? No Brody figure. Can you believe that? And it's a great looking figure. If you work for NECA, send me that prototype. I'd like to have it. I'll put it up in the back of the room and everything. Oh, it'd be nice to have a prototype. And what's with the family not agreeing to this? I mean, they did a reaction figure a few years back, and I think they might have done a pop, maybe? Come on, get it together. Y'all work out a deal. Come on. We want a Roy Schreider figure. We want that figure of Brody. That's a good-looking figure right there. Okay, Larry, we got something new. I think everybody get a kick out of this one here. This is the part of the show that I like to call Delusions of Grandeur.
I'm out of it for a little while. Everybody gets delusions of grandeur.
Now, what is Delusions of Grandeur, actually? What is this segment here? Well, this is where we jump over to a YouTube video by this guy named Inverted Penis, and he's always got news from inside sources. He's got all his friends work at Lucasfilm or Disney or some studio or something where he's always got all these good sources of information. So, we're going to take a look right now. We're going to look at Inverted Penis. I almost forgot your name. How did I forget a name like that? So let's check over to his YouTube channel and see what the latest news he has. So let's check in and see what the latest news is he has for us.
Hello, it's me, Inverted Penis, back with the news from my sources with inside Lucasfilm and Disney. They have let me know that Kathleen Kennedy has been fired. Yes, she's been fired, and she's already been replaced with, guess who? You guessed it, Brie Larson. Remember, you heard it here first on Inverted Penis.
Oof, that's some Delusions of Grandeur. What'd you think about that segment, Larry? Did you like that?
Man, he really has some good inside sources, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right. He does have some good inside sources in his head. That reminds me, Kathleen Kennedy, if you go on YouTube, she's been fired a number of times. In fact, let's find out how many times Kathleen Kennedy has been fired according to YouTubers. Let me bend over real quick and get this. Here we go. Kathleen Kennedy has been fired. We're at the number 42. She's been fired 42 times according to all the YouTubers. Now, of course, I just had to eat this monkey because I didn't have an extra E. They only gave me 2, so that's why. Larry, 42 times. If you add up all the times, there's been videos about how many times she's been fired. Not each video, of course, it'd be in the millions, but every week or two, there's about 5 video hits that say Kathleen Kennedy's been fired 42 times so far. Larry, 42.
42 times for the same job. That has to be some kind of world record. And if she's been fired 42 times, does that mean she's been hired back 42 times?
Yeah, 42. They never do that. Kathleen Kennedy was rehired. I don't know. She's always fired, but she's never rehired. I don't get that. What are you doing now? Unboxing. You want to unbox some stuff? Straight from the mailbox today, actually. We got an unboxing we're going to do. Let me get that for you. Bend over again and get that for you. Here you go. Unboxing. Ooh, it's like that unboxing therapy channel, isn't it? This comes from, he didn't put his first name, he just put an R, and I don't want to say his last name. He's from Texas, so you know who you are. A big shout out. And it says Entertainment Earth right there on the box. Hey, Entertainment Earth, Would you like to be a sponsor? Hit us up. Let's see what we got in here. Let's see. First up, we have something from the... Oh, look at this. Oh, that's... Oh, I always love Han and Carbonite. He's always been one of my favorites. Is there a figure in there or just a Carbonite block? Looks like it's just a Carbonite block. Han and Carbonites. I always just love... Oh, didn't you love that when he got frozen in the movie? You had to wait 3 years. I really love a cliffhanger. And I really did love that. Let's see. Maybe you can see it real good right there. We'll put some pictures of it up on our new Twitter account. You can still go to that Junkman on Twitter, Kenner Toys on Twitter, but now you can go to... What was it, Larry?
On Twitter, it's Action Fig Show, and on Twitter, it's the Action Figure Show.
That's right, Larry. Here it is. Thank you so much. That looks really, really good. Again, look at that. Let's see the back of it. Oh, I love that. I'm going to have to find a place to hang that one for sure. Let's see. We got one more in here. Oh, no, it's a green box. I'm worried that the green screen is going to get it. Look at that. Like it's metallic looking. Look at this. Can you see that? Oh, I love Boba Fett. Look at that. That is a nice looking Boba Fett. It's kind of green looking. Carbon. Look at that. That looks really good. That's going to look really good with my other Boba Fett stuff. You can never have too much Boba Fett stuff, can you? Now, I collect Boba Fett stuff, but you know what Larry collects? Larry, tell him what you got.
Sure, I'll tell him. I'm not embarrassed by it at all. I have a huge collection of strawberry shortcake items.
That's right. All kinds of strawberry shortcake stuff. Just tons of strawberry shortcake stuff. I don't understand it. No, it's not. He really loves it. He really does love that stuff.
Well, you know what they say. What is one man's strawberry is another man's cake.
Now, we all loved playsets growing up. I know I did. Action figures were fun, but come on, to have playset to play with your action figures, more than just standing up on your bed, letting them climb up your dresser, a playset was always great. So we're going to look at one of the coolest playsets. This was released in the late 70s and into the early 80s. And it's not from an action figure line, but a lot of action figures I know at my house, and probably your house too, if you had it, played with it. So let's take a look at this. The World War II Battle of Navarone playset was a huge 2-foot-tall mountain. Down the back of it had 5 floors of fun. Released by the Mark Toy Company in 1976, it came with 2 sets of plastic army men. One set of army figures were for the mountain, and the other was for them to try to take over the mountain. There were 92 army men altogether. And that's not all you got. You also got a working elevator, and all that for $14.99. Try to find something this huge and this cool for under $15 today. Also, it weighed over 9 pounds. The Mark's Toy Company must have sold a mold of this to other toy companies, because it could be found in the late 70s and into the early 80s under a few different names. Like the World War II Yuma Jima Jungle Mountain. It may have been made for army men, but I know of many times the rebels had to scale the mountain to take out the evil Imperial forces, or He-Man had to rescue Tila from the top of the mountain from Skeletor's goons. You can find the playset today, loose, for about $150, depending on how complete it is. Now that's a cool looking playset right there. I tell you, I had that. My brother had that. We used to play with it a lot. Like I said, it became I remember playing it with my Star Wars figures. They might have been a little too big for it to scale, but it didn't matter. It was just so. We used to put it up on this table. We had, if I was the rebels and my brother was the rebels, we had to get from the floor up to the table, up the mountain, and we had it came with a little flag, and we tried to capture the flag. It was a lot of fun. Larry, did you play with this mountain playset?
Oh yeah, I had this. Me and my brothers had it. We actually had about 7 of them, and we would put them all together on top of this big snow mountain out back. So you had to climb up a real mountain to even get up to the top to play with it.
Man, you had all the best toys, Larry. He had all the best toys. Okay, let's get back to the news now. Here's some more sad news. What is it, Sad News Week? We had the Jaws thing, and here's another one. Toy Fair has moved. That's right. It's going to be at the beginning of the year like always, 2001. But no, thanks to COVID, screwing up everything, Toy Fair has moved. The annual Toy Fair, where toy companies come under one massive roof to show their new toys for the year to retailers, will move to May 1st, 2021. Toy Fair was scheduled for February. The Toy Association said they hope this gives New York and the companies time to host the event in a safe environment. If things are not back to normal by May 1st, the Toy Association said they'll have to cancel Toy Fair. Ooh, Toy Fair. I've never been to Toy Fair. Hey, now that we got the action figure show, maybe we can get passes. You know, it's not open to the public. You have to be kind of invited or part of a toy company or something to get in. But hey, anybody out there with Toy Fair? Send me a badge, please.
Tell them to send 2.
What's that?
Tell them to send you 2 of them so I can go.
Send one to Larry, too. Larry wants to go. Okay, what we got? We got some more news. Okay, I think any of you guys that watch my channel into the retro Star Wars stuff, the old Kenner stuff, I think you'll love this. You can now get a book bag. Now, this book bag was going to be only for New York Comic Con. But, you know, they're probably doing virtual Comic Con now. But thanks to Entertainment Earth, you can get this cool book bag, backpack, whatever you want to call it. And I think you're a fan of old Kenner, you'll enjoy it. Take a look. You can now pick up this cool Kenner-style book bag from Entertainment Earth. This 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back is a must-have for old Kenner fans. Why? Well, as you can see here, the book bag is printed with old Kenner toy ads all over it. That's one cool book bag, and it will cost you $49.99. Whew, man, if I had that in school, I wouldn't have had any girlfriends.
Wait, are you saying you did have some girlfriends in school?
Yeah, I had a few, Larry. I had a few of them.
I was talking about real girlfriends, not those imaginary made-up girlfriends in the Niagara Falls area.
Hey, that's a cheap shot. Come on, Larry, you're better than that. Okay, well, are we done? Oh, we got one more news. This is part of the news segment I like to call, I don't know what I'm talking about. But maybe you do. Let's take a shot. A Travis Scott action figure is being released. Travis Scott. I don't know who Travis Scott is at all. Never heard of him, but apparently he works at McDonald's or he works for McDonald's. I guess he hangs out with a hamburger or maybe Mayor McCheese. But they have an action figure of Travis Scott. But sadly, it's going to be hard to get. The figure based on Travis Scott will be given away this Sunday over Twitter. Sorry, you can't buy this figure at stores, not even McDonald's. Only 5 will be made and given away over the McDonald's Twitter account. So if you're a fan of Travis Scott, or just a fan of action figures with a production run of 5, go follow McDonald's on Twitter. And once you enter the contest, you can unfollow McDonald's. I mean, who wants to follow McDonald's on Twitter? But I tell you what you can follow on Twitter, the Action Figure Show. Larry, how do you follow again?
Just go over to Twitter and search for Action Fig Show. Again, Action Fig Show. I know, we couldn't say figure. Sorry about that. But on Instagram, it's the Action Figure Show. Simple as that. The Action Figure Show on Instagram and on Twitter. Action Fig Show.
Thank you so much, Larry. He always knows everything to say just right because he writes it down. I don't write it down. Okay, now let's take this part of the segment where we're looking at an unreleased toy. It can be a playset, an action figure, or whatever. And this time we're going to look at one of the coolest toys that didn't get released. I really wished it did. Remember back in the mid-'80s, they had the raunchy, almost adult-like film Toxic Avenger? Well, they took that, turned it into a kid's cartoon, and then turned it into a kid's toy line. Crazy times. But let's look at the figure for that line we didn't get. Playmate Toys made 9 very colorful action figures, but sadly, their 10th figure never got released. And I'm going to butcher this name, I'm sure. Pootolo? P-O-O-U-T-O. I'm sorry. This was a living oil slick that looked kind of like a Godzilla monster. Picture of the figures did appear in some of the Playmates toy catalog, but sadly the line was canceled before the figure was released. It would have made probably the prize jewel of the Playmates toy line. Whoa, that is awesome. Now, I didn't really get into this cartoon. I've seen the movie, never really seen the Toxic Crusader TV show, the cartoon. Never really got into the action figure lines, but I think that's a pretty cool one. That would look really cool in anybody's toy collection. Larry, did you like Toxic Avenger or the cartoon?
I never really could get into it. I remember watching the original movie with my mother all the time. We used to watch it every time it was on. It would come on USA Up All Night and we would watch it. We watched the cartoon here and there.
Oh, really? Your mom enjoyed it. Y'all used to watch it together. Strange family. Okay, what we got? Okay, are we still doing news? Yes, we got other news. Larry, this is kind of more where we talk about some news that's not just action. We're through with the action figure news. Can you believe it? But this is more of just a laid back talk. But I'm going to take this moment to talk about some sad news, I guess. I don't know if I'm sure all of you have heard by now, but we lost one of the music greats, great guitarist, Eddie Van Halen from the group Van Halen, of course. Now, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I know some of their hits, Jump. That's the only one I can think of right now. But I'm sure I know a lot more of them. I know they had an album 1984. Really great band, and even if I didn't really get into that kind of music growing up, it was hard to escape Van Halen. I mean, everybody loved Van Halen. Even the songs I did know or would come on the radio or with the music on MTV, I would listen. And Eddie Van Halen playing that guitar, he would kind of like pick at it, had his little cigarette hanging out the top. It was great. So we lost a music legend, no doubt about it. That is a music legend. What about you, Larry? Did you like Van Halen?
Yeah, I was a big fan of Van Halen. I love when David Lee Roth was with them. I love when Sam Hagar was with them. And I was a real big fan of Eddie Van Halen. No one could play the guitar like him. I mean, he had his own unique style. It was really, really great. I tell you, this is a real tragic loss for the music industry. I don't think we've seen a loss in the music industry like this since probably the death of Boxcar Willie.
Yes, he was a music god. We lost a music god for sure. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. Sad news. And then some sad movie news. Not as sad as someone dying, though. If you're a fan of James Bond, it's probably sad. James Bond, the new one, was going to come out in April. And then, again, thanks to the virus screwing up everything, had to move to November. Well, guess what? James Bond has been moved again. This time to April 2021. So you still got a few more months. Not a year away, but still. That's a long time. Larry, are you a James Bond fan?
Well, I wouldn't say I was a huge James Bond fan. I mean, I've seen some of the movies. I haven't seen them all. The ones I did see, I really did enjoy.
Yeah, I've seen some, but I'm not a huge fan. I've seen a few of them here and there. I like Timothy Dalton. He was always one of my favorite James Bonds. What about you? Who was your favorite Bond?
Well, my favorite James Bond is probably a little controversial. It's not one I really hear thrown out there a lot. But my favorite James Bond is probably Corey Burton. He played James Bond Jr. in the cartoon series. Very good James Bond. A lot better than Sean Connery or Timothy Dalton or George Lisenby or all them guys. Really love. If you haven't seen James Bond Jr., it's a lot better than any of the movies.
Sometimes I don't even know why I ask you anything. I need to get Gangster Chewbacca in here, I guess. Maybe you guys rather see Gangster Chewbacca co-host the show. Speaking of Gangster Chewbacca, did you hear this, Larry? Gangster Chewbacca, he's not here. He's not helping us with the show like he was going to because he's finna go on tour. Yeah, he's made a whole album and everything. He's become a singer. Can you believe that? Gangster Chewbacca. If you watch the channel, you know Gangster Chewbacca. He's going to release an album. You hear about this, Larry?
Of course I've heard about it. I think it's all he's talked about for the last 6 months. Haven't you heard about it?
Yeah, and actually he's got a commercial, and he wanted to know if I could play his ad for you guys so y'all could get his new album. And I guess, well, let me see. Wax Harrison Ford. If you don't know Wax Harrison Ford, he runs the production room, and when I want to watch a video, go to a picture or something, he's the one that hits the button.
Yeah, what the hell do you want? I'm kind of busy right now.
Can you play that new Gangster Chewbacca ad?
I'm kind of busy right now.
Busy? What could you be doing?
It's my lunch break and I'm eating a bologna sandwich right now. It's good.
Well, I hate to take time from your bologna sandwich eating, but, it's your job. Come on, roll that ad.
Okay, but don't you bother me anymore today.
All you have to do is hit a button. Anyway, check it out. Here's the Gangster Chewbacca album.
He taught us how to smuggle. He taught us how to win. And now, he's back with Gangster of Rock.
Heaven ain't too far away, closer to it every day, no matter what your friends might say. Give me something to believe in. If there's a Lord above, and give me something to believe in. See, I wanted her real bad, and I was about to give in. That's when she started talking about true love, started talking about sin.
37 hours of power hits on 2 CDs or 17 cassette tapes.
Can you take me high enough to fly me over yesterday? Can you take me high enough? It's never over, and yesterday's just a memory.
Hits like Cherry Pie.
She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise. Tastes so good, it's gonna make a Wookiee cry. Don't go chasing them there waterfalls. Please stick to the river and the lakes that you used to.
You don't know what you got. I wanna sex you up. Summer of '69. My Adidas. And 16 more power jams.
Me and my Adidas, we do little things. We like to stomp out pimps with diamond rings. I really can't fight this feeling anymore. I forgot what it was I was even fighting for. It's time to bring this ship to the show.
Every Wookiee has his soft side.
Forever. Kick off your Sunday shoes. Please, Louise. Pull off of my knees. Hey, Jack. Gotta get back. Come back with that crack.
Gangster Chewbacca shows his with Gangster of Rock.
Almost paradise. How could we ask for anything more? I tumbled out of bed and I stumbled into the kitchen. And then I poured myself a cup of this ambition. I yawned and stretched and I tried to come to life. If this is love that I'm feeling, if this is love that I've been searching for, is this love or am I just dreaming? When I see you smile, the face of the world, oh, you know I can do anything. When I see you smile. Don't you take my heart, my achy breaky heart. I just don't think you'll understand. Take me home tonight. I don't want to let go till I see the light. Take me home tonight. Living like a lover with a radar phone. Looking like a tramp, like a video vamp. Demolition woman. Can I be your man?
Rush delivery available. To order, call the number on your screen now. Not sold in stores.
Whew. I've got to get that one. That looks like some good jams on there. Some good jams. What about you, Larry? You gonna pick that one up?
I actually have an advanced copy of it, and let me tell you, that album is tight.
Oh yeah, I'll pick up a couple of copies of it. Give them away as stocking stuffers. Now this is part of the segment where I'm just going to show you a video clip or something that I'm just too old to understand. And maybe in the comments you can explain to me why it's a hit on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. So I don't know what it is. Wax Han Solo is going to push the button. Hopefully, push that button. Here goes.
Door, a door, a door, a door, another door, 2 doors, a fireplace, a piano, and 20 stairs.
It's on the trending page and it has millions of views.
Face it, Junkman, you're just too old. You're just too old.
I just don't understand. Just don't understand. Well, I think we went over action figure news. And we went over the figure of the week, the playset, the unreleased toy. We went over it all. And I hope you enjoyed this first show. What about you, Larry? Did you have fun on our first official show?
That was great. Had a really good time. I learned a lot about some toys I didn't know about. Learned about some new toy news. I even learned a little bit about myself.
Yeah, I agree with that, Larry. Now, before we go, we got live in the studio one of the hottest entertainers out today, MC Search. All the kids are going crazy for it. This is going to really blow up. This is going to get me on the trending page for sure. Now, would you please give everybody, now play, I can't talk. Clap your hands together. Give a warm
Junkman.
What, Larry? What?
Sorry, but we ran out of time. We're way over 30 minutes. This show's only 30 minutes long. Sorry.
Oh. My apologies to MC Search. It looks like we ran out of time. Sorry about that. But don't worry, he's still getting his gift basket. So don't worry about that. Sorry, MC Search. Maybe we'll bring him back next week for another segment. I mean, maybe we'll bring him out, let him sing his hit song later. Well, Larry, I guess we're going to have to go. We don't got enough time for MC Search. And I guess that's the end of our first official show. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. If you want to see more of these, hopefully you do, because I plan to do them every Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Larry, anything you want to add?
No, I think that's about it. I'll just say, give some advice to the people out there watching. Don't take any wooden nickels.
Larry, you always know how to do it just right. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, thumb up so I know you like the Action Figure Show, and check out our new Twitter account. Link to that's in the description below, where you won't hear me rambling on Twitter. You'll just get action figure news and photos of what we talk about here. Thank you for watching. We'll be back soon.
It was a grind having to fill 10 hours a day. I'm not sure I was ready to have my own talk show set.